Hey there, neighbors and naysayers. December the 6th, 2023. Lost the bale ring. That's the biggest hazard of bale grazing that I've found so far, is on the hillside. If you let go of it too fast, of course, shit, this one will do it. Well, now you're really seen a folly. 2 times. This bale ring is a nice bale ring. It's made by Sioux Steel, but it's not as wide. You can see the foot. It's not as wide as all the other bale rings. So on these hillsides, if you grab a hold of it, you best be ready to catch it when it falls, or else it flips back over again. Now here I am down the hill. I'm gonna be huffing and puffing. Part of the reason why I decided to move them tonight was because I walked out here anyway, but I wasn't sure whether they were ready or not. But once I walked out here, they could have stayed another day. But I was already out here anyway, and they had pushed this bale ring down the hill off the hay. Because it doesn't have those bottom rungs all the way around, it's a lot easier to push. This is the second time they've pushed it away from the bale. And it's never really been a problem with the cows, because we're feeding first crop hay with a lot of crap on the outside. But these little calves and this really good quality hay, they're eating it, a lot more of it. And so they're able to move it off of there. I mentioned, I think already, but we're a day early on move. So this is only 5 days instead of 6. But that's because we just gave them a really little strip this time. Same with this time, it'll be a little strip, probably only be 5 days. Like I said, if I had these two together, it was more like 5.5. But I don't have a half a day because I'm not out here in the morning. So just easier to move them. I'm planning on having enough here that if I had to move them every 5 days, it'd be all right. I calculated after the last video, I think it's only another, I think I need 6 more bales set out over here to get through the whole winter, or at 6 days. And it's like 14 bales if they're going to use them every 5. So we're just going to bring a whole nother trailer load, bale trailer load over here and go from there. And I was actually hoping it was going to be more. To be honest, I had it calculated that it was going to be 4 days per 2 bales, but that was not taking into account stockpile grass. And what little stockpile grass is here, you can tell it's a pretty good picture right down the fence line. It's still enough to have a day, day and a half, 2 days of grazing for these calves. So really a good way to stretch your stockpile or your hay supply, whichever one you want to see it as. This has worked out well. There's today's bale scar again, just like that one. Tore up, muddy, manure, but not to a point that I don't think the sod will just recover. And we've gotten quite greasy here these last couple days. So as of now, and I'm going to say these all 1,000 times this winter as I move, as of now, the worst I've seen was in March of last spring, when everything was really, really saturated, and we got 4 inches of rain in 2 or 3 days. That was the worst, and that was going to be bad no matter where it was. So I guess it doesn't. The only thing that would have saved that was concrete, and we don't get rainfall events like that very often. Now, Hans and I talked today. The subsurface soil here is still not very wet. It's just the top 3-4 inches is soaked, so it's greasy. But so we'll see as we go forward. I don't know that there's as good a stockpile for the next 2 bales are good. After that, the next 2 are really kind of in the new seeding from a year ago. And so it may not have as good a sod in it to get through, but we'll see. But I just want to take a quick video. Sorry for the mess ups there at the beginning, but you can see happy calves, not so happy sheep over there because they don't move. Now next rotation, so in 5 days, I'm really considering putting the sheep in here and see what they do. If they get loose, if they get out, what they do, and how they go and manage these bale rings. I don't think it's going to work, but it might be worth a shot just to see what happens. If these calves are eating these bales in 5 days, how much mess can the sheep make of it? Probably a lot, and that's probably going to be the death knell of it. We won't want to do it because they're going to make a mess of it. Also, they're going to get out. So I'm talking myself out of it as much as I'm talking myself into it. I just don't know. I don't think it's big enough for everybody. Although this 90 by 180 or whatever it is average for 5 days would actually probably be 4 days for everybody. It's probably enough that the sheep would probably almost eat no hay or just eat it in passing. So it's almost worth the mess to try. That bale is the second cutting bale. That bale is the first, I think. So it's almost worth the mess. What I don't consider worth the mess is them starting to get out. If they start pushing the fences and get out, then I'm in real trouble. But all of them are hot. They're just as hot as the one that's been holding them in all this time. So I don't know. We'll talk to Dad over the next 5 days and decide what we're going to do. With that, I'll say, see you next time.